can I release my belly fat?
The best thing you can do for yourself is to love it, to place your hands on your belly in appreciation, to appreciate and love the protection that it brings your organs, to appreciate and love the shape of your body, the state of your body, the health of your body, and to give it permission to release from your body, to investigate anything you might be holding on to, anything you might feel attached to. And so you can go through your life and look at things or people in your life and say, am I willing to let this go? Am I willing to fully release this? For example, your husband, your house, your friends, your mother's jewelry, etc. To go through things like this and to ask yourself honestly, am I willing to release this? Am I willing to fully surrender this? If this disappeared from my life tomorrow, would I be okay? And if not, to come to peace with what you have now, to come to peace with the thought of a full release of that person, environment, object, etc. For this is a place where you hold on to many things. Some people hold on in their mind, some people hold on in their heart. This is a place in your body where you hold on, where you grip, so to speak. And so to be willing to fully release and surrender, it does not mean that by releasing it, it will disappear from your life. We are working with the willingness to release. Does this make sense? It might also be helpful to drink more water in the beginning of the day, to allow your body to cleanse all of the toxins that have been built up in your cells, for your cells are still holding toxins. And drinking more water will encourage the release of those toxins from your cells. So working with the willingness to release things in your life as you work with the cells opening and releasing toxins, the combination of this with the gratitude will greatly support you, dear one.
What will be helpful for us in order to transition to New Earth?
To transition, each must be willing to release what no longer serves, to surrender, to let go of old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old ways of doing, old ways even of creating. Each must be willing to surrender and release what no longer serves, even in terms of your physical bodies, to release the perception that you have about your bodies, what they are capable of, health or unhealth, to be willing to receive spontaneous healings, to be willing to do the inner work and go through the journey of healing the self, of loving the self, to hold a strong vision of what the new earth is for you. For how can a transition to new earth happen if there is no vision? And so to hold the vision within your hearts, to execute any pieces of the vision that are possible at this time, and to release any belief systems about what is possible or not possible. As we have spoken before, to cleanse and purify the vessel, the physical vessel, the emotional body, the spiritual body, the mental body. For there is still so much encoded within the collective bodies about how things should be, the programs and patterns about how things have been. These programs perpetuate the old paradigm. And so to transition to a new earth, these programs and patterns must be dissolved, must be transmuted. Each must be willing to embrace new belief systems, new etheric technologies. Each must be willing to embrace and remember their spiritual abilities, the codes and information they bring from other worlds and other realms, to bring them here to planet Earth so that a new world can be created here. Each must be willing to remember their powers as creators. For each is a powerful creator. Each being on this planet, each human on this planet is a powerful creator. And when you remember this, you can focus your creations on things that better society, on things that heal the planet and heal yourselves, rather than things such as nuclear missiles that hurt and destroy. There is much that can be done to usher in the new earth. These are a few places to start. This is indeed a huge undertaking. And indeed, it is why you are here as human beings. For you bring with you the knowledge that lay within your DNA. You bring forth this knowledge into your human incarnation to create, to make changes upon this planet for the light. I thank you, dear ones.
Okay, I had a dream what I wrote down, May the 3rd. The night before, I watched a YouTube clip about the history of humanity with the space wars from the Orions and all those other ones. Okay, the dream was I was in a room with 3 people talking about spiritual things, and names came up from YouTube clips, those channelers. Then the ground was shaking like an earthquake. I was saying to myself or to the other ones, it is starting the shift, the change, the event. I looked out of the window and saw a big white, like snowball or white sphere exploding or expanding in a nice geometric pattern. The best example would be like fireworks when one of the shells explodes and spreads around even all the way around. I saw a big chunk falling on a house and smashing it. I don't know whether I was standing next to it or another person. That was a dream.
You are feeling the dismantling of the old paradigm, the old earth, as some might say. And in this destruction or dismantling, there is that spark of new creation, that birthing of the new world as represented by the sacred geometry light. One of the important things to point out is that there was no fear felt by you in this experience. And this is important as you hold a space for the collective to experience the transition with more ease and with less fear, even though you may not be seeing with full force or full disclosure the dismantling of the old paradigm on your planet at this time. Indeed, it is happening. The dismantling is a rumble. It is not in full force yet. It is not fully destroyed or dissolved yet. But the foundation is shaking. The foundation is quaking. Indeed, all that you have known is shaking at its core, at its foundation, so that you can create the new. This white light geometric pattern you saw is quite auspicious. And it is a tool that each can use to create the new. Remember in a previous discussion how when you create, it is first in crystalline form before it comes into physical reality. These crystalline structures and forms you are creating have a sacred geometry. And so you can begin working with your sacred geometries, if you are not already, to enhance what you are creating upon this planet. So, for example, if you desire the use of free energy, create a sacred geometry and place it over your intention. So you can have a picture of a free energy device or simply write the words free energy and place it within the sacred geometry to enhance what you are creating, the new, the shift, the new earth, what you are ushering in now. I thank you, dear ones.
Do you have a general message for the group or for other peoples?
There are powerful shifts occurring now upon your planet, energetic shifts that are supporting the dissolving of the old matrix, the old paradigms. For some, you are experiencing them as quite disruptive to your lives or jostling at the cellular level. If you can understand what is occurring, it will be much easier to navigate and to accept. If something is suddenly removed from your life, for example, it is for your highest good so that you can move forward in even more power than before. There may have been things that you were holding on to, ideas, things, people, environments. If you find them suddenly removed or displaced from your life, this is all in divine order so that you can move forward and be even more empowered, so that better alignments can come in. Just because you are complete with the old alignments does not mean they were not aligned for you for the time. And now the shifts are coming quite rapidly. So you may find yourself realigning and realigning and realigning. This can feel a bit unsettling, dear ones. And yet these are necessary shifts for your ascension, for your growth. Your mastery now is to allow these changes with as much accepting and gratitude as possible, looking forward to the new doors opening for you and surrendering the old, surrendering what has served you in the past and is now complete. Truly let go, dear ones. Allow the past, allow the old to be fully complete. No need to revisit it, for you have gotten what you need out of that experience with that thing, that person, etc. And so allow the completion, allow the new alignments, allow yourself to evolve, to transform at a rapid pace. Your DNA can handle it. And be gentle with the physical body. Give it much love, much care, hydration, pure food, as this will assist your physical vessel to adapt quite quickly. These times of change are not slowing down. They are not going away. There is no plateau to be reached at this time. It is what you might call exponential growth, an increase in frequency. And so I invite you to do your best to adapt, to allow, to accept, and to surrender. I thank you, dear ones.
Thank you.
Calling the ancient ones, the light bearers, the light wearers, calling the keepers of the light grid, the light weavers, the new matrix construction workers, calling forth the wisdom workers, boots on the ground, souls in the heart, calling the brave, the courageous, the ones living their mission even when afraid, calling soul family, the elders, the youth, calling the light codes, light language, sacred song, calling the Akashic record keepers, etheric rememberings, DNA activations. Your presence will be highly honored in the sacred vortex energies of Sedona, Arizona, for a cherished soul family reunion, May 31st through June 3rd. Go to creationtemple.com/retreat.